Hi, welcome to Ani Recapped. Today, I will explain a 2013 mystery action called Short Piece. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. At the beginning of the movie, we see a young girl looking for her sister. She enters a weird-looking room which consumes her and transfers her to another place. She is then driven through 4 realities, and the scene ends there. This movie will show you 4 unbelievable realities, or chapters as you like. In the chapter called Gambo, we see a man who is in pain, and there is a beast noise in the background. Suddenly a huge white bear becomes visible, and the injured man calls him a legendary beast. He tells the beast to end his life, but the bear then goes away. As the beast was walking, it stops to observe some object moving across the sky. The scene moves to another location where we see people gathered around a huge red beast. The beast is in pain and it looks sinister. 2 men go outside and they talk about gods, but then suddenly, screams can be heard from the inside. The beast is on the loose, killing the people around it. Then a destroyed village is seen. Survivors talk about the red beast, the one that kidnaps and kills women, and the only female left in town is one little girl. The elders say they will offer her as a sacrifice, but she then runs away. As she was running through the woods, she comes across a huge polar bear. It comes closer to check the girl, and she tells the bear about the red beast that attacked her village. She begs for help and bear soon after departs on its way. A samurai is watching over them. He thinks it is a mystical bear called Gambo from the local folklore. The bear then checks the place where the demon lives, and finds a secret lair belonging to the red monster. There is a girl inside who is screaming in pain. Fetuses are seen around her. It looks like the red monster impregnated her. She begs to be killed, so Gambo the bear destroys the place. Outside, the red demon suddenly arrives back from the hunt. It attacks the bear, but it fights back. The demon seems to be stronger than the bear, so the samurai rushes to help the bear. The demon battles both of them and then sees the little girl. As it was coming to grab her, Gambo stops him and attacks him once again. Army arrives and helps the bear in its fight. After an intense fight, the mystical bear manages to break the demon in half, and then collapses in pain, as the sequence ends. Next we jump into a chapter called Possessions, where we see a person walking through the woods on a rainy night. He looks tired and confused, and then he notices a small spooky temple. He enters and speaks how he only wants a refugee for the night. As the man was chilling in the dark temple, the room he was in suddenly changed into a brighter one. The umbrellas suddenly appear around him, and some strange-looking toy-like creature appears. It tells the man how the umbrellas are broken and the man checks them out. It is true, they are all broken, so he grabs the toolbox and starts repairing them. Scary eyes are watching him as he is doing his thing. One by one, he repairs all of them, including the one from the strange creature. It thanks him for his work and it disappears in the wall. He looks up and notices that all umbrellas are gone. He then decides to leave the area, and he goes to the room next door. There, he gets attacked by strange-looking ghosts and he hears a nice female voice saying, "They are beautiful and nice." The voice is coming from the lady painted on the walls, and she sends cotton sheets towards the man. He examines the sheets and notices they need repairing too, so he once again grabs his tools and starts doing his thing. He repairs them all, and speaks to the lady on the wall. He tells her he is sorry for intruding on her temple, and asks her to let him go his way. Since there is no answer from her, he breaks the door with his brute force, only to find tons of junk in the room next door. The junk fills the room and a weird smell can be felt. The junk then accumulates into a huge monster, right in front of his eyes. The monster rushes to attack him, but he peacefully stands in one place and thanks the spirits that inhabit the place. He closes his eyes and wakes up in the temple in the woods. It is a bright sunny day and the man looks confused, thinking it was just a bad dream. But then he notices items he repaired the previous night, along with the monster's head. He takes the items and continues his journey with them. In the next chapter called A Farewell to Arms, we see an armored vehicle moving through the desert. There are soldiers on board and they talk about their previous missions. Then we see a shot where it is visible how everything happens on the remains of the old world. Japan we used to know has now turned into a desert. The team approaches the destroyed city, and they go out to investigate. They are wearing protective suits because the area is toxic. As they move, one of the soldiers steps on the landmine, and then we see that somebody is watching them. They notice a movement, so they disperse to secure the area. They notice an enemy, so they launch a missile carried by the drone. They decide to act, so they drop a destructive Hellfire missile straight on the target, but it does not destroy it. Their enemy is actually a high-tech battle robot. It starts to shoot towards the team members and it successfully destroys all the drones attacking it. The team members now run for their lives and change their attack tactics. Every time someone tries to shoot it, it immediately shoots back, making it very hard to kill. The team members must change their location all the time, but one of them gets shot anyway. They deployed a smoke screen to rescue the wounded one. As the wounded soldier is extracted, the team deploys everything they got, but the robot takes out every missile. One gets through, destroying the machine. They then enter a tunnel, looking for the thing they came for, but then, another robot attacks them. Explosions can be seen everywhere as it unleashes its power. Now they choose to attack it with electromagnetic grenades. The EMP disables the robot, but only temporarily. One of the soldiers rushes inside an armored wagon to activate the weapon they came for. He activates it, but it turned to be a stupid idea. The weapon in question is a huge long-range missile, and it has nowhere to go, so it crashes and destroys the subway. Two soldiers manage to survive the blast, and as they were leaving the area, the robot appears once again. It immediately kills the commander of the group and aims for another soldier, who is actually spared. The robot scans and destroys only targets with dog tags, and since the surviving soldier lost his, he is now no longer a threat. The machine then recognizes him as a civilian and strips him off his clothes as the throws a rock at it. The machine then leaves and soldier follows with a warhead in his hands. As the camera moves away, we hear a blast coming from the ground. Men can be heard chanting as the next chapter opens. It is called Combustible and it is situated in Japan in the so-called Edo era. The script says some brutal incident literally destroyed half of the city. We then jump to a big house owned by some rich man, and there are kids playing in the backyard, a girl and a boy. The next scene presents the future. Two ladies are sitting inside when they sense something. There is a weird smell in the air, so they go out to check it out. It seems like there is a big fire near the local monastery, but nobody cares, and there is no fear. The next day, that lady is seen working for the rich people who own the house. They treat her badly, so she cries when nobody is looking. She is the girl who played with the boy in that scene, and the boy is actually a son of the house owner. In the evening, as she was sitting in the room alone, she accidentally starts a fire. The woman rushes for help, but then she changes her mind and lets the fire burn. Suddenly, the whole town is on alert as the rich man's house is on fire, since it is the biggest one in the town. The fire spreads like crazy and soon the whole town is in danger. The boy, who is a member of a fire brigade, looks at his home in horror and notices his friend, the servant who started the fire. He wants to take her to safety, but the roof collapses. She has nowhere to go and sees a tower. She starts to climb, but he cautions her not to do that. Then the tower starts to burn and explodes, as we watch the town burn from the air. Hey, thank you for staying all the way till the end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It takes only a second but means everything to us. Have a great day and see you in the next video.